Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy DB. We are here at WETF. This is the Queens spoiler review. We on episode 3 of Queens. And man, all right, so look, I know some people saying they don't like the show, okay? And I get it. You're not used to seeing powerful women do their thing, be both intelligent, talented, beautiful, all at the same time. But this is the time for it, all right? I like the show, all right? This is your boy CB telling y'all that the show is dope, all right? You leave all your misogyny, all your discriminating taste, all that on the shelf. It ain't no place for it here. Now, granted, we know that this is a drama, all right? We know that the actors ain't really writing those bars, the way that they coming out. Maybe, but that's what this new episode I feel like is hitting on. Because look, the way that the episode jump off is so lovely. Now they go back to that performance that they had, okay, that first, recall performance after BET Awards, right? And I guess there was a little mishap with a hole in the stage where a couple of the queens fell down through the hole or whatever, you know. And then there was some other stuff going on where Bree had to call her family, and sing her son to sleep. Okay, and that's that again. That's the beauty of the show. The show is showing these four former divas and how they dealing with life now. And I don't know if everybody get that yet. I don't know if everybody understand like the struggle that it take from to go from being a young celebrity, then living your life, and now you come up in age, you know what I'm saying? You in that parent age group, and now you're trying to rekindle that same popularity again. I don't think y'all can fully appreciate that yet. So I'm gonna give y'all time. But what they trying to do, the thing that they into right now is good. I mean, to have talent and raising in the sun. What happens to a dream deferred? Right? This is what's going on this show. So just to get back into it, after that performance didn't go quite as well as they thought it should, they got together and they had a meeting. And they decided that they can't be doing the same kind of songs that they used to do because they are more mature now. They don't think the same way that they used to. They're not the nasty bitches no more, right? And so, in an effort to display this newfound maturity, they trying to write some new songs. Now, the beats that they got, your man E coming up with beats for them. And Naomi, she listening to the beats and she feeling them, but the rest of the crew not, especially Bree. Brianna's like, they cool or whatever, but we need something that's going to represent us. And Naomi was like, okay, but I'm feeling it, and I'm leading the creative direction of this group as I always have. So y'all need to just sit back and me do my thing. And that's what Bree had a problem. She's like, yeah, that's the way it used to be. But I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to be a little bit more influential on what we're doing in that. And so they go back a little bit. They go back and forth a little bit. And what they end up doing is pretty epic. They end up doing a rap battle. Now, again, you can say what you want, but Eve has always been considered one of the top females in the game. And I don't know who writing what for Brandy's character, Naomi, but they writing some ill bars. So this next scene, when they battling back and forth, I mean, it was all over social media, right? It was all they was talking about how they was spitting back and forth, and it did not disappoint. Okay. I don't know why you watching this if you ain't seen it already, but the way that they went back and forth over those beats, it was sick. All right. This is not no bubblegum type shit. They was spitting ill shit back and forth to each other. All right. And at the end of the battle, you felt like you really watched them go at it. Okay. And see, this is what I'm saying. If you a real hip hop head, it may be hard to watch the dramatization of this, especially if you older, you know what it really is. And you watching this drama unfold, but you gotta appreciate the art of the presentation. That's what a show like this is about. And if you can't appreciate the art form being presented in such a manner in this theatrical form, then I really got to question. I really got to question how real you is in the first place because they repping the culture this way. All right, they kind of held back on the flashbacks this week. You know, they did it a little differently because your man E said he had some of the old songs on on recording in his files. So let me just go back a little bit. So they, like they do every show, they going back and they talking about what's going on in everybody's individual life. And they start off with Brianna as usual. And Brianna's still dealing with her husband. He's sick, He got the brain surgery, the tumor and all that going on, but his memory done came back. And, now that he remember what he actually did, Brianna want to talk about it a little bit. And the answers that she getting, she not really liking because, he full of excuses. He full of, let me talk to you. We need to talk, blah, blah, but she not really trying to hear it. And so they both get called to one of their kids' school over an incident. The little girl's been wearing a nasty bitch chain. And her husband, he kind of go in on the principle about, freedom of expression and the whole thing. And of course, he big up Brianna doing this rant. And she impressed by that. She impressed by the way he rep for the whole family on that. And after that, she tell him like, okay, that was cool, but I'm still feeling some type of way about the whole situation. And so he step up and he tell her, all right, let me just show you this one thing, and then we can, we see where we at from that. And he take her to this distillery, and they pull a barrel of bourbon that he had put away on their wedding day. And even though they were supposed to keep it in there for 20 years, he pulled it out a little early just to show her that this is something that he did to show his love for her. And it was a good gesture, They drank a little bit of the bourbon. She's feeling a little bit better about the situation, and they moving on. So we go on to Jill's situation. Now, Jill is, newly coming out as a lesbian. And, the whole world is watching that because she's a celebrity. They even call her a celesbian. And she's being interviewed by, a magazine. I assume that the magazine is either, for lesbians or the LGBTQ community. And they doing the interview, and she asking us some pretty personal questions. She not answering all of them, but they get it through the interview. And what happens, by the end of the interview, is the journalist that's conducting the interview asks her to come out with her and some of her friends. And Jill thinks about it, and then she accepts. And they go out, and it's a whole lot of, flirting going on and stuff like that. They out dancing and things. It's a lot. Uh, it's probably going where you think it's going, but we'll come back to that in a minute. Meanwhile, Naomi, JoJo's flying out to do an audition for this art school, and Naomi's trying to be real supportive to her daughter because she hasn't been in her life. And, the daughter's having a hard time fitting in because she realizes that she's, from the hood in Atlanta. All these kids, they rich white kids, they got all types of legacy stuff going on and training that she not used to. And, she starts to feel a little discouraged, especially when she's trying to practice the audition piece, and it's not going so great. And Naomi, she's trying to encourage her, but she's not really feeling that either because, it's like, yeah, you trying to encourage me right now, but I ain't really used to have you around. So that's probably throwing me off too. So Naomi steps off and she goes to think about things for a little bit. And she comes back to her and she tells her, like, hey, um, I don't always have the, mind to do what I got to do too. I get nervous too, right? But what I do is I take a break, go get me something to eat from one of my favorite spots. And that's what she did. She went and got some tacos for her. And, she was hungry at the time anyway, so it was good timing on that. Another thing she was, a little bit worried about was the fact that she had brought her grandmother's shoes to come and audition. And, Naomi was like, hey, you wear Jordans most of the time anyway, so what you tripping on? And, she was like, I can't wear Jordans to this audition. So Naomi got her some shoes. All right. And you know, they show what's going on with Valeria. And, she comes out to E studio to work on her bars because she out of everybody, she feeling like her bars is the worst. And E is trying to encourage her and tell her, like, you got this, you can do it, but she just not seeing it. And that's when he bring out the old bars and talk about how he got the old bars. And he plays some of them for her, and she's still not really feeling the situation. So he kind of used some of the same tactics Naomi used, and he's like, let's go eat. So they go out to a Puerto Rican spot. Valeria ain't even been to this spot before her whole time in LA because she been out hanging out with the bougie folks. He like, you need to come through, come out the hills sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's where this is at. But anyway, they have a good little thing. She admits that she missed Queens a little bit. And then when they go back to the crib, she about to dip, but he like, nah, it's time to put this work in. And they go in, they play the beats, she get on the mic, and she flowing. She actually flowing. And it's sounding good. So, everybody going through their thing. Jill, they come back to Jill, and the whole situation with her going out and everything, it was cool. Uh she writing her joints, and she get a call from a girl that she ignores, but then she get a text from the journalist and she responds. They about to go out again. She had a good time. So she like, yeah, I come out and meet y'all. But when she gets there, the rest of the crew not there, and it's just the journalist. So now we got a dilemma, right? Because she got a girl, and now she out with this girl one-on-one, and she tell her that she may have made that move on purpose. Was she happy that they there together, just the two of them, and all of that? So it's obviously a play being made. And at the end of she makes a move, and Jill bounces, but old girl follows her. And even though she on the phone with her girl, she answers the door and invites her in. And they don't really tell us what happens next, but we know what's coming. Meanwhile, Brianna. Well, before I get to Brianna, let me go back to Naomi and talk about the fact that Naomi go to the audition for JoJo. JoJo come out. The shoes that Naomi got is some Jordans. And she comes out and she kills the audition piece. But instead of just killing the audition piece, she plays her rendition of Cream by Wu-Tang. Shout out to the Wu. And she ends up playing a couple of other joints, hip hop joints, including Nasty Girl by our mama's group, the Nasty Girls, the Nasty Bitches. And she rocked the whole audition in the Jordans that her mama got her. And it's a beautiful thing to see because she was feeling, a little lackluster. Her mama gave her a little bit of confidence, and she came out there and just did her own thing her own way. And it worked out for her because she made it into the school. So shout out to her. But it's always something, right? JoJo still want to know about her pops and what's going on with her pops. So they show what is going on with E in the studio. And he listening to some of those old tracks, right? And one of the vocals that he listened to is Naomi's vocals. And he listened to it once, rewound it, listened to it again. And it sound like she on the song, or she rapping about who the father of JoJo is. And it sounded like it's him. And as he coming to this realization, who walks in? Valeria. So now we got a whole lot of extra drama going on. But regardless of all of that, they still get back together. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Brianna's situation. So Brianna, she been trying to deal with her husband. She come in, and this is actually after they get together and they do their bars and everybody cool with how they bars going. And she come in and she telling her husband, like, it's hard, but I think we're gonna try to do this, whatever. And as she explaining things to her, she realized he not talking back to her. And she looks back at him real good, realizing he gone. He straight up just died. So now she gotta deal with life without. And that's how they end the episode. I mean, that was pretty heavy ending right there. I thought my man might been, on the show for the whole season, but nah, they went ahead and killed him off. And when you're in a situation where you about to get a divorce, like she done went to a divorce lawyer and all this kind of stuff, and now he gone. He actually gone. That ain't easy to deal with, no matter the situation. So that's how that ended up. And we're gonna see what happens next week with our crew. So far, again, I'm enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the way that they doing things. It make you want to tune in for the next show after you watch the last show. So, yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. If you don't like the show, let me know. Not that I can do anything about that, but maybe I can voice your opinions in my reviews. We can talk about it. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me just getting up here and saying what I think. It's about you being able to talk back to me and tell me what you think. Because if you don't agree, that's when the magic happens. Anyway, I'm your boy CB. You can hit me up, Instagram or Twitter at the Rude Educator. I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.